Hello, Doug Runyon. Uh, yes, this is Harold Runyon. Yeah, that's my first name. Oh, the lens is ready? Okay, great. I'll be by probably tomorrow to get that. I appreciate that. Thank you. Wow, this whole identity thing. Never have your children go by their middle name. Gets so confusing. I love that joke about Art Linkletter visiting nursing homes these days and going down to the little lady who he says to her, "Ma'am, do you know who I am?" And she looks at him and thinks for a minute, and she says, "No, but if you go to the front desk, they can tell you." Wish it were just that easy. Sometimes. I got to thinking about this identity thing because I was refinancing the house, and they started asking for all this information and pieces of identity and everything. So I started thinking, how many pieces of identity do I have? Well, wow, I've got my driver's license, I've got my clergy card, I've got my international driver's license, my passport, my library card. I've even got my original Social Security card. Never had to replace it. I was going through things the other day, and there it was, the original one. I mean, I've got all these pieces of identity, but does it really tell anybody who I am? I mean, really, it associates my name. I have an uncle named Doug Runyon. There's a Doug Runyon I found out that lives over here just across the lake. His grandmother called and left a message, and man, was that scary. Left a message saying, "Granny called," and I'm going, my grandmothers have been dead for 20 years. She called me by name. But, identity. Who are we really? How do we really discover? Do we tie it to our driving record? I hope not. Do we tie it to what the people at the Social Security office have on record? Or what did Jesus do? I wonder if Jesus had the problem of who he was. You think, here's Jesus, and his mother has this message. He's God's son, and on and on. I wonder about that. Age of 12, he's in there with the theologians talking very wisely, astounding them, and then there's that pause, and 18 years later, what does he know? I wonder if he knows that he's God's son. Did he wonder, or were the pieces all in place by the time he got to the water's edge with his cousin John there saying, "I'm not worthy to baptize you"? But John knew something. Elizabeth recounted to him about him moving in her womb when Mary was there and Jesus was in her womb. I mean, how much did Jesus know? But that gap of 18 years until he steps up to the river's edge to be baptized by John. And it is then that it becomes perfectly clear. Suddenly, as he comes up out of the water, it says the Holy Spirit came upon Jesus in something like the form of a dove, it says. And then this voice, it's interesting because you compare the three Gospels, two of them say that God speaks to just in general to the people out loud and says, "This is my son." Boom, it's out there. In the other gospel, it says that he says to Jesus, "You are my son." And so suddenly, if there were any doubts up to that point, or any uncertainty or lack of clarity, it suddenly became clear that Jesus was the Son of God. I wish I had it that clear. I know I'm the son of Harold and that kind of thing, but where is my identity? I wish that God would just speak to me like that. Getting your identity. How do you really, in your own mind, figure out who it is you are and who it is you're supposed to be? from the people who issue the cards and keep track of everything? Or do we really get it from where Jesus got his identity from? Where he got it from the Father. He got it from God. I would just love it if one day I just hear this voice, "This is my son." So where do you find your identity? That's the challenge for us right now, is to figure out who it is we are and go to the one who created us and find it there.
Hello, can I come this? How can I help you?
Yes, I was wanting some cash back on that check I just sent in there.
Okay, I would have to see your ID for cashback.
Okay, I'm sorry, I know. What do I do with it? Where's my wallet?
Thank you, Mr. Runyon.
Identity. What will you choose? To get your identity from your driver's license, from the credit card companies, the credit companies, all of these places, or will you get it someplace else, from the authenticator of who we are? That's the choice for today.